Final injury report of the all-time rosters franchise. It's the divisional playoffs, and we recognize a man who will not be playing in those conference title games. Hall of Famer from Utah who won Cleveland 5 NFL championships to wrap up the 40s, out for the season with a broken collarbone. He joined Dante Lavelli as a threatening 1-2 punch in the regular season, and he goes down joining Paul Warfield, Bob Gain, Marion Motley, Ernie Kellerman, and Thom Darden on the injury list. And what was a brutal season for injuries for the Browns, 426 yards on the year for Max Speedy. The all-time Cowboys will be down Captain Crash, Cliff Harris, until the Dream Bowl with a dislocated hip. So for the conference title game, Dallas is working without Harris, Irvin, and the right tackle, Rayfield Wright. A three-time Pro Bowler out of the 1970s, Charlie Waters is tied for the NFL record in playoff interceptions. Not a bad replacement at safety. The Bears lost the game and lost their receiver for the season. Down with a herniated disc is the two-time Pro Bowler, Brandon Marshall. The Bears were hoping that they'd make it to the Dream Bowl so they could return Steve McMichael, but unfortunately him and Marshall are the finally injury list for the all-time Chicago Bears. Johnny Morris was the lead pass catcher on the season for Chicago. Mike Ditka, Harlan Hill were 2 and 3. And then in at 4 is Brandon Marshall, Hewitt, Bennett, Payton, Sayers, and Nagurski for the all-time Bears. Now let's transition to the injuries of the 4 teams in the conference championship games. The all-time Raiders only have 1 injury, the assassin Jack Tatum. So Terry McDaniel, who played in the late 80s and 90s for the Raiders, racked up the 3rd most picks in franchise history. Not a bad replacement at safety. Their opponent is the all-time Pittsburgh Steelers, who have been healthy basically all year and are healthy again for the conference title on Sunday. NFC Championship game, a little more complicated for Dallas. 3 injuries for the game against the 49ers. Cliff Harris, as mentioned, out with a dislocated kneecap. So Charlie Waters takes his spot at safety. Behind him is Roy Williams. And at strong safety is Darren Woodson. No Michael Irvin, no problem. Cowboys have a trio of Hall of Fame receivers, Hayes, Pearson, and Owens. Behind him is CeeDee Lamb of the 2020s, the all-time yard per game leader in Dallas history. At 5 is Des Bryant, an all-pro receiver of the 2010s. And at 6 is Tony Hill, who retired in 1986 with the most yards in Cowboy history. And the final Cowboy injury is Rayfield Wright. So here's 5-time Pro Bowler Flozell Adams out of Michigan State, starting at right tackle for the title game. Their opponent is the 49ers, who are healthy this Sunday. This is the all-time rosters franchise with Charger Dude 95.